Greetings, everyone. It's Lamar Phillips here, and this has been an interesting journey learning about speech and language. I believe from the youngest ages, even prior to birth, it's been interesting learning how students either do or do not develop and how they can be assessed along the way. One of the things that jumped out to me early was teaching a toddler to talk or develop greater amounts of language. The fact of being that they start language early, even nonverbal communication and speaking to them in the womb, all that is very important. Then having them to extend what language they do have and noticing when they're babbling, what they're trying to say, and even with students that have a hearing loss, that the patterns are very similar, just more delayed because of the lack of hearing. Yet what parents should do and what teachers should do is very similar. Something else that struck me was that behavior can be connected to language. I never really thought about emotional impairment being connected to language per se. So as you sit back and read everything from the chapters and then watch some of the videos and engage with others and then have conversations with the professionals in your building in these particular areas, more things come to light. You just don't always put two and two together. Even with almost over a quarter of century of experience, some things seem relatively obvious, but knowing the specific background of why they occur is interesting. Sometimes noting that students with hearing loss may react the same way as someone with autism, and then also noticing the very same things that someone with either hearing loss or some type of learning delay, processing delay, they might need the same strategies, just at different ages, and more. Those may be the same interventions, using things like reading recovery. I've used them, but never knew that they could be used in this light for speech and language, especially with those who are hearing impaired. So, in total, this class put a lot of things in perspective, and pairing this with the previous one. This is one of my last classes, so pairing this with some of the others just puts a bow around everything. So I'm looking forward even now to look into the last portion about cultural diversity and how that plays a factor as well. I know for certain that there can be language differences and different levels of understanding in that light. So I'm looking forward to how it all comes together. I've greatly appreciated all of the experiences that you as classmates have brought as well, because there's a great, and I posted this with a couple of people, there's great diversity in our backgrounds, not just our culture and our heritage, but our teaching experiences and our interaction with different people. So all together, it's been a great class to learn new things and to use them immediately in my teaching. So thank you very much. Look forward to what happens next.